This is the beginning. But it wasn't like this. It was a shock when it arrived from Tokyo. It came in 2 big boxes of 13 cubic meter. That means there is much more than what you see now. There are many more parts. And it will go up till a height, the action will go up till a height of this. That means here is another wind chest. The big wind chest we have, this wind chest, and the third wind chest is inside there. That is a pedal wind chest. Well, what we see here, it looks like new, but it is completely original except for the new waddings. The original waddings, because of the warped wind chest, it was no longer possible to get him back on the original waddings. It will never close again. So we had to make new waddings the old-fashioned traditional way, by cooking a certain wood from Brazil, and you have to use then a special material that the color will come up during cooking, and at the moment that the leather can be placed in the fluid, or in the liquid, in the liquid, the temperature is very important to bring it back to 33 degrees. You put the leather in it and the leather will be dyed with this color. Why this color? A certain amount of insects, like wool flies, hate the smell from this leather. Came out of that wood. And that can stay for decades. So this is a natural anti-wood fly leather now. The stops, everything is now working. Underneath this stop valve board there are hundreds of materials placed, wood, leather, iron, and it all moves as it should move, and it has already sound. So the pedals are now back original. The knee levers are also nice because the builder Dumont had the possibility, like Mason and Hamlin did do, that you can put your knee levers, your swell levers, you can put them in one position, you lock them like this. And that means now you can play full power. Oh, wait a minute. This is not a reed organ. This is a forte, and this is a forte or swell. But this is grand jeu. So during pumping, you are using the knee lever, or during playing with the pipe organ, playing like a pipe organ with a pedal board in front of it. We will put that also in front. But because of the weight, we cannot put it on straight on the floor, because I can't lift it up anymore. It's already around 350 kilogram. This is the start from 800 kilogram. Anyhow, what we see here is a monster. It's almost the biggest one. This one has a 2 manual pedal. But normally Dumont built 1 manual and a pedal. So on request people could ask for a 2 manual. But the stop list in the complete action, the wind chest, is the same as a 1 manual. So all the other stops on top and the stops in the pedal, that makes the instrument bigger. For instance, the pedal has 4 sets of reeds. We will show that. So you can look straight to it. Also with new waddings, and I have to, yeah, of course, that one will. It's not easy, but here it comes. And one is already out. 2 reeds and another 2 reeds. And it is heavy in weight. Yeah. So I have to put something back. This is of course the pusher, the pitman, to let the instrument work from the pedal. The funny thing from this instrument is, now we have an empty box here. But this box is connected to the reservoir bellow. We will see that when we go to the back. Can you walk to the back? Well, Dumont. In the old days, they said they were perfect builders. They made beautiful cabinets, which looks like perfect. But if you go inside, you realize they had to work very quick and hard because they need to earn money. And then you have to make decisions in later times you don't like to see, of, say, around 100 kilogram. That's like for a pipe organ. But this whole bellows system was placed on 6 of these small pieces of wood, but not completely carrying till the end, but only carrying till half of it. So, and you have 3 points where you have to slide in with 4 men to bring it inwards. And now it happens, wood like this, soft spruce, it will slowly pressed in bit by bit after more than 100 years. So what did they do? They placed paper on it and then cardboard on it, every time lifting up. And this whole system was warped, really warped. For instance, in the front left, in this case, the treble side, it has, say, 21.1, and in the bass it was 20.6. It means it warped. To create a system that one person can, or 2 persons can bring it inside and then slide it into the instrument, you have to make a concession that you have to think, is it removable? Perfect removable, but we did create the same 3 pieces of wood in the side of the cabinet, only in this case not 1.9 centimeter but 3 centimeter, that this enormous weight will be carry easier the whole system without bending this whole floor, because the floor will do like this in the middle. And we did do another thing. Alexandre, per et fils, did build around 1880 a new system of how to bring a bellows system inside a cabinet with 1 person, because these bellows are not so big as this one. You make a slider system, and that slider is of course slightly coming up or going downwards, and we have put that on top of the 3 pieces of wood, the same spruce wood but then 3 centimeter thick, and we made that concession that we can say it's all removable. The screws can be taken away and you only have to make extra pieces of wood on top of that, and then you have it back as it is. But nobody wants that, because short time ago we saw another same instrument as this in France, and they had to lift it out of the cabinet with 6 men because it was strange moving inside the cabinet. It was not possible, because wood like this, if the screws are not tight enough, it will move a little bit and it hooks. Well, for the persons in Japan, if it should need to be taken out of it, we take this and we give a little how do you pronounce that? If you give a little pressure and pull it strongly, it will slide out easily and the whole system will go downwards. And it's no longer fitted. Of course, there is here a huge screw inside till here, this thickness, and in the front are also 2 screws. That is to avoid during a transportation that it will move out of the cabinet. Anyhow, this is now finally all prepared, but the bellow is here. And we will see that. There he comes. This is the reservoir bellow. And the pressure is quite heavy. He goes very slowly backwards. So we can see if we can open a stop to see what happens. And it works perfectly. Where I put my hand in, this is apart from the reservoir bellow, only when the expression knob has been pushed in. The expression knob is in the front of this harmonium. We will show that later. If I push that in, we can play with the pedal box. If not, we can only play with the 2 actions above the big wind chamber. Behind, where my finger pushes now, behind that is a huge wind chamber, which you can see, it's an enormous bellow system. It's the biggest bellow system ever made for pressure harmoniums. Length almost 1.60 meters, depth 1 meter, exactly 98 centimeters. That is incredible big. The feeder bellows we see here, we will... Oh, this is not such a nice moment. Let me take... Well, I have to... This is not so nice because it's... I need to be careful to walk there. But, okay, let it there. So, now I can pump. Every feeder, it has a length of 93 centimeters and a width of 70 centimeters. That's for a pipe organ. And we can feel the wind is coming out here, and that makes it so nice. That means you know it's working. So the reservoir bellow is now open in use. But a real harmonium player don't like to use a reservoir bellow. He likes expression. Reservoir bellow closed, and you pump with your feet expressively. That is for a harmonium. So this instrument has now 3 functions. With expressive sound, you play or by feet making wind, but you cannot use the pedal. If you want to use the pedal, there should be here a hand pump system, but is still not yet here, connected here in the middle, and will lift up the feeder bellows, 1 up, 1 down, and it goes that way. So a person has to pump, and then we can play with the pedals. But the church like to have a connection with a windblower too. That was made by someone in the 60s, but it didn't work. So we made a new connection inside here, and suddenly it works. Someone can play alone with this huge, enormous harmonium. Anyhow, we will put the pedal chest back and let's see if we can make a sound. But first we will put the pedal board and the bench in front of it.